Hey, welcome to another episode of the Brunch and TV with Melanie. I'm Melanie. My only goal with this channel is to educate, connect, and inspire you. And today I am so excited because we have an interview with Julie Shuford. She is a photographer based in Los Angeles. She just had a baby girl, and I hope you enjoy this interview. Julie is one of my favorite people um, in the world, actually. So please enjoy this interview, and I'll see you on the other side. Hi, Julie.
Hi.
How are you?
Good, good.
Good. I already filmed your intro, but I'm sure you can do a better job than I can. So go ahead and give us your intro. Let us know who you are and what you do and how long you've been doing it.
All right. My name is Julie Shuford. I own a business called Julie Shuford Photography. I specialize in vibrant and fun wedding and family portraiture. I've also recently started doing a lot of vibrant and fun branding for a lot of clients and small businesses here in LA. I'm based out of Los Angeles, but work everywhere. And yeah, I just had a baby girl this year too. So it's kind of where
Oh,
I'm at. Right? That's a part of the bio. So
yes, definitely a part of the bio. You can't miss that part. How long have you been doing photography?
I went to school for photography and just kind of slowly got into weddings. I went to Brooks Institute of Photography many moons ago, and I graduated with a BA in visual journalism. So just I was wanting to do to be a photojournalist and worked at a couple of newspapers right out of college and did like internships and fellowships and just kind of realized I wanted to work for myself, I thought.
Yeah.
And then slowly just started shooting weddings on the side while I worked other jobs. And in 2013, I started my business full time. So it's been about 7 years now. So I would say
Oh,
when I've had an
nice.
official business.
Yeah, definitely. And did your photojournalist career help you with weddings, or is it completely different?
Oh yeah, I think it definitely has helped influence my style and how I approach weddings. As much as I love editorial work, I feel like I don't do a lot of setup work. I feel like I do somewhere in between. Like, of course, I love flat lays, I love details. You have to set some things up on a wedding day, of course, but I love capturing moments. So the journalism kind of really taught me how to kind of stand back and let things happen and capture that. And I think that's so important on a wedding day is you want things to feel organic. So obviously you have to stick to a schedule, you have to stick to a timeline, but just letting things happen on a wedding day as they are, that's kind of what I love about the weddings industry.
Yeah.
So, and I kind of feel like that with portraiture engagement shoots. I don't do a lot of like super, head touch your nose together, like posing and things like that. So we kind of just have fun and I talk with my clients and that's like a part of my, I guess, process. So
Okay.
yeah.
That's cool. And then is there a creative process beyond that that you work with your clients about, like color, like do you help pick colors and stuff like that? Or is it just they submit that to you and then you take that and run with it?
For for photography, I mean, I think the colors is probably more like for designers, I guess, but
Mhm.
um for my creative process when working with like new clients is I just want to get to know them, what they like, how they met. A lot of the times for engagement sessions, people are always like, where should we shoot? And if the beach isn't their thing, then we're not going to go to the beach. And maybe
Right.
sometimes it's just like going, where do they normally go for a date night?
Oh.
One of my clients were like very much into going downtown and then going up to like a rooftop at like a parking deck downtown and
Hmm.
having a pizza. And that was like a lot of their
That's
first dates.
cool.
And it's super simple, and that's what we did for their engagement session. And it's one of my favorite engagement sessions because it's just, that's them. And it turned out beautiful. We had like the skyline of downtown in the background, and it was really fun. So it doesn't have to be this like big elaborate thing. So I try to make it like to where I get to know the clients for their wedding day and for even just portrait sessions. And it
Right.
also works for a lot of branding clients too, because you want to get to know what they're about, what their business is about, to be able to tell their story and
Mhm.
to take photos and tell their story that way. So yeah, it's just like getting to know my clients, I think is the big process.
Yeah, definitely. And what is one of your favorite moments to shoot on wedding day?
Oh gosh, I think there's a lot. I mean, I'm always trying to not cry and focus what during the vows. I
Definitely.
think the vows and the toasts, I feel like as much as I like to try and get to know my clients, it's
Hmm.
always so fun to hear from their parents sometimes and their friends. Like
Right.
you're just like, wow, I didn't know that about you. You think you get to know your clients really well, and then you hear these like hilarious stories during toasts and stuff, especially after a cocktail or two. But yeah, I think those are some of my favorite moments. Also sunset photos, I feel like the first look and sunset photos. The first look is always nice because it's like this big surprise of, you know, here we are on our wedding day, and it's usually emotional. And I think it really helps clients like take the edge off once they see each
Right.
other instead of waiting to see each other. And then the sunset photos is always nice because it can be hard to wrangle them away from the wedding day. It's really hard,
Yeah.
but it's some of the, most beautiful photos of the day. But also, I just think like the clients really take a few minutes to just be together and like go, okay, we got married today.
Right.
We're in like our wedding, like otherwise you're just go, go, go all day. You're just go, go, go. For sunset photos, it's just me and them. And so it's kind of like, even though we might be trying to do it quickly, they're still having like a moment with each other
Right.
away from everyone. So you can kind of tell that they actually enjoy those like 10 minutes away from the cocktail hour or the reception, whatever time it is. Yeah, so there's lots of them, but those are definitely the few big moments, I think.
Yeah, those are great. And
Yeah.
so, for it to get a little personal, who inspires you?
Oh, so not just like wedding people. I mean, I don't know. There's so many. For the wedding industry, that's who I was kind of thinking of. Like, I would say a lot of our like my friends and other vendors I work with, other photographers that I work with, whether their style is similar to me. It's like I love looking at other photographers' work. Um, I love a lot of nature photography. I follow a lot of people that aren't even in the wedding industry online that I get to see their work. A really big photographer that I follow is Elizabeth Messina. I love her work.
Oh, yeah.
Um, but I guess if you're asking, I guess from a personal standpoint, I think you were asking that, not really from the wedding industry. Personal standpoint, um, I don't know. I'm trying to think. I mean, like I'm drawing a blank right now. Right now, I'm kind of just inspired by my husband and my daughter. I think just
That's
because
great.
it's been such like a whirlwind of a year, as we know. So
Right.
I think getting to see him as like a dad and how we're handling this like new chapter is amazing. And obviously she's inspiring me to just, be a different person. And
Yeah.
it's definitely been a new experience. So
Yeah, that's great. And how old is your daughter?
I think she's about 9 weeks now, just over two
Okay.
months. So
Oh, wow.
yeah.
She's still a baby girl then.
Yes.
She's very,
Yes. Things are still fresh.
yes, yes. Well, thank you so much for joining us so soon
Oh gosh.
after. Because my sister, when she had her baby, she was out for
Oh yeah.
at least 3 months. She was like,
I
oh.
mean, It definitely feels like it, but I think after like the first month it felt better, and then after 2
Okay.
months it's felt better. It's like
Yeah.
it keeps getting easier. And you know, it's still a lot of work, so
Yeah.
it's still great. So, yeah.
Yeah.
It's nice to
That's
kind of
fun.
slowly ease our way back into stuff.
Right. Yeah, definitely. This
Yeah.
time is good for that. It's just like
Yeah.
ease on by.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because there's not really anywhere to go. So this is the perfect
I know.
time.
It's true. It's true. Yeah.
Yeah. And so do you have a mama I made it moment? These are like the moments where you just feel like on top of the world, like I made it. Do you have one of
I mean,
those?
I think like there's a lot of different moments I think that
Hmm.
happened over the last 7 years. You know, I think in the beginning you're just trying to like get through, trying to get work, you're trying to do the hustle
Right.
part. But I think, you know, obviously I think a lot of wedding vendors would say, you know, oh, when I got a wedding featured,
Right.
when I got a styled shoot featured, things like that, which were all like I did like this really beautiful, you know, very small styled shoot with my friend Tabitha from Winston and Maine, who also
Mhm.
is another person that inspires me with her work. But that was like one of my favorite shoots that I had done. And like we got it featured. And while it was really small, it was still just like this moment of that was really awesome.
Right.
I was really stoked for it. And, you know, it felt really creative and beautiful. So that was fun. But I think I think it's also like from your clients, like a lot of reviews, when you're starting to get a lot of good feedback from your clients, you're
Hmm.
like, this is what I'm supposed to be doing. Like, and getting
Yes.
referrals from your clients. So I think a lot of it really was from there. Around the second year or so, I really started to get that really great feedback of from clients of and referrals of just like that made me feel like, okay, I've made it. This is what I'm supposed to be doing. This is what I want to be doing. And other people think so too. So that makes you feel like you made it. So
Definitely,
yeah,
definitely.
yeah.
And then, what are some of your operating core beliefs?
So I think mine, I've been working on these for my new site that I've been working on forever, and trying to get out before this pandemic's over with.
I have
Um,
one too. Don't worry about
yeah,
it.
my poor designer, she's like had so much patience with me. It's like between being pregnant and everything else. But
Right.
yeah, I've been working on, I mean, we all have our core beliefs, but I think like putting them out there in writing was a lot. For me, I think it's like staying creative and curious in work and in life in general. The other ones were putting out colorful and you know, positive vibes out into the world.
Mhm.
I think that in my personal and my business life, you know, not just with your work, but just by putting joy out there, essentially, and positivity. I think the other thing is giving back to your community a lot is important to me. I had started just doing like donations with every wedding that I book to local animal shelters. Our old dog, we used to have a dog, we used to give to his rescue, you know, or other groups that were important to us. Right now, I've been trying to make sure we're giving to a food pantry here in the Valley
Oh,
in LA
yeah.
during the pandemic. I can't talk anymore. The pandemic, because that's really important to me right now.
Yeah.
Because I know it's a really hard time. Even though I know we're all struggling, there's always like people that are really going through it, you know, worse than you
Yes.
sometimes. So giving back to your community is a big one, and just, you know, love and respect and equality for all is definitely a part of my business core beliefs for sure.
Yeah.
Just love for all, welcoming all in life and my business. So
Yeah. That's great. And knowing you for so many years, you definitely embody all of those core beliefs.
yeah, thank you.
So,
Yeah, I know we haven't shared that you were one of the first people that, or I think I don't know, it was one of the first weddings that I had done, I think
yeah.
in like
Yeah.
2013 or 2014, I
Yeah.
think was when we first worked together. So it's been a while.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think you were the first vendor that turned friend for me too.
Oh, yeah.
So,
It's true. Yeah. I know it's been so long. I
I
mean, geez.
know.
Yeah,
I
it's
know.
crazy. So yeah.
And now we get to
Uh,
say we lived through a pandemic together.
yeah. Oh my gosh. Yeah, we're gonna live through it, girl, I swear.
Yes, we
We will.
definitely are. So, what's a driving force in your life?
Well, obviously that changed this year with our daughter.
Yes.
I mean, it's like I think people when I first hear like driving force, you're like, oh, I'm just trying to like hustle and survive, and the driving force is to just, you know, work as a photographer. I think it's having a successful business, but also something that you're proud of, I think, for sure. Especially now that I have a daughter too. Um, so yeah, that's kind of something I think that you want to, work towards, is something that you're proud of. So
Yes.
yeah.
That's great. So now it's the games. So
Oh
um,
gosh.
it's
Oh,
meant
let's
to
see.
be
I'm terrible
fun.
at games. I'm terrible at
These
games.
are fun games
Okay.
that don't require a lot of thinking at all.
Okay. Good.
So yeah, I was traveling to see my family up north, and I was trying to play Wordscape to like help with my
Oh yeah.
anxiety because I flew, and so I was
Oh wow.
trying to
Yeah.
play it to help with my anxiety. And at first I was like, this isn't going to help, and then I couldn't even get like 2 words, and I was like, oh, this is going to help. It took me an hour and a half to get like 3.
Yeah. Yeah. I know. I feel like the brain power, it must be the pandemic. It must be like the weird year of 2020. And
Yes.
then for me, I'm like, now I'm a new mom. I feel like I just have like mom brain too. So yeah, whatever it takes, the least amount of thought.
Yeah. Yes, these games require zero to no thought at
Good.
all.
Yeah, good.
All right, the first one is called Check Please or Another Round. So I'm just going to ask you questions on like trending topics, or I'm going to say a trending topic, and then you can let me know if you'll have a check please, which
Okay.
means you're over it, and then another round if you like
Okay.
it. Okay, so my first one, I tried to make them a little more wedding for you. So, based on photography. So, first looks, check please or another round.
So what is it? Wait, I mean, see this, I'm terrible at it. Check please is what?
If you don't like it, if you're over it,
Don't
and
like
then
it.
another
Okay.
round is if you like it.
Another idea. Okay. First looks, you said?
Yes.
Another round. Another round.
I love a first look too. Every
Yeah.
time
Oh
someone's like,
yeah.
I didn't do one, I'm like, really?
I know. I know. I'm always pushing towards it.
Yes, for sure. And then and my next one is, let me check my notes, is shot list.
Let's see. Another round. Or
Oh.
oh, you mean or not? Sorry, I'm thinking like timeline. No, shot lists. I'll do check, please. Yeah,
Okay.
I like usually don't. I mean, there's like certain things that like you want during a day. Like a client might ask for like one photo here or there, like a specific photo. But yeah, not like a shot by shot list of the day for sure.
Right.
I've gotten those before that are like 4 pages long, and I'm like, this is what you get. Don't worry about
Oh,
it. Like,
wow.
yeah. Anyways, yeah.
Like, what'd you tell them that this is not how it
I just
works?
said
Or?
this is usually what I get anyways, give or take
Right.
like the timeline of the day. But I like it was like looking at the photographer, looking down and then like looking away. And so
Oh.
I think that's like something that like I got in the very beginning. So I think, what you really have to like show your clients is that they don't need to worry about this. So I
Right.
haven't really been asked that in forever, like years. So yeah, I think that was the very beginning when you really like have to help educate your clients that you got it. Don't worry.
Right. Right. For
Yeah.
sure. And
Okay, we
then
got off topic.
no worries. And my last one is this election.
Oh God. Oh, let's see. Yeah, check. What's the one where I don't want it? Check,
Check
please.
please.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah, please. Oh my gosh. I mean, I want it. that's kind of actually a trick question, because you want it to move on from where we
Right.
currently
Oh
are.
yeah,
You
you're
really
right. You're
want
right.
it.
But you don't.
So we want another round, but we don't want it to, yeah. I'm over it already for sure. But
Right.
yeah,
Yeah, I
that's
keep counting
definitely a
down the
hard one.
days.
Yeah, I don't know when this will be airing, but right now I think we're at like 11 days right now. So it's like
Yes.
trying to breathe through the next 11 days
Yes.
and beyond, actually. So,
Yes. Like,
oh,
maybe
man.
a whole other year.
Yeah, it could keep going. So hopefully not much longer past 11, but yeah.
Yeah.
Well, anyways.
So the next game is unpopular opinion, where you share
Okay.
an unpopular opinion. It could be anything, but an opinion that you stand by that may be unpopular.
Oh gosh. Okay, let's see. I might have two answers.
Oh, I like that.
So I guess a personal one and like a business one, maybe. A personal one, I think, is an unpopular opinion is that I don't like cilantro. That's a new one though, because I think it's changed. When I was pregnant, I like love
Right.
Mexican food. I pretty much eat Mexican food at some point every day. I feel like, so not liking cilantro is really new and hard for me, but I think that was like something that just changed and it hasn't changed back. So I'm hoping it
Right.
does one day, but for now, not into the cilantro. And then I think like from a business perspective, I think a lot of we talk as like business owners about like personal brands,
Hmm.
and then I've heard a lot of people also talk about not like your business is not your personal, like, you need to separate it, your
Right.
personal life and your business. And I feel like when you work for yourself and your business is you and your service is what you're offering, I feel like it's definitely a personal brand. And it is all about you and your core beliefs. And if anything, with this election, I think you're kind of figuring out who agrees with your core beliefs.
Right.
So, like I used to be, I'm always been political, but it was very hesitant to put it out there or put it out there too much.
Hmm.
And I think this year, everyone's just putting it out there and they don't
Yes.
even care because there's just so much on the line. So, um, and I think it's important because then you can then you're definitely working more with who you want to work with too. So
Right. Right.
anyways, but yeah, I think that like the personal brand and business owner thing it's all in one. So
Yes, I believe
yeah.
that too. So my next game, well, it's not a game, but the next segment is song dedication. So I grew up listening
Oh,
to Art LeBeau.
okay.
He's like a radio DJ. I always forget what radio station, but he always had this. I think it was called Love Connection. I could be wrong on the name,
Mhm.
but they all like called in and dedicated songs. And
Oh
so
yeah.
I wanted to add that as an aspect of my interviews. So do you have a song you want to dedicate? You can dedicate it to anyone. We're gonna have a song dedication playlist, so I'll add that to it too.
Hmm. Let's see. Oh man, this is hard. See, there's like I have like song requests are like
Uh-huh.
different than the dedications, but I grew up with like listening down in San Diego and theirs was like KYXY, like the love station or whatever.
Oh,
So yeah, there was always like some sort of like love like dedication line like after 7 p.m. or something.
right.
Anyways, I can't let's see. Oh man, this is hard. I didn't like um I can't think of it, Melanie. I
You
think
can't.
I don't know, I can't like I don't know. I love so much like my husband and I like love music so much. I just don't think I can like pick one song. I'm like sitting here like I have like a song request. If I was at a wedding or like I would have like a song I would request
Well,
to
do
dance
that
to.
one. Do that
Okay,
one,
because
and
I
then
was like,
we can dedicate
so
it
hard.
to all of the pandemic
I love pretty
soonlyweds.
much anything 80s, like or
Okay.
90s, like old school stuff. So like I feel like Toto Africa is always like the song that like I just want to hear at a wedding.
Yeah.
And I don't know why, but it's like it's just like such a good throwback. And then I think
Yeah.
it's like in recent like the last couple years, I think like Weezer covered it or someone else covered it. It's become popular again, just like a lot of things do.
Yes.
But a love song dedication, I'm very sad because like I could go like old school like Casey and JoJo, or I could be like, some like Lionel Richie. Like I could go all over
Yeah.
the board
It
here.
doesn't
Like
have to be a love
it's
song. It could be
it's
just a song. Like if you wanted to do like Temptations My Girl for your daughter, you
that's a cute one. Yeah. I didn't think about this. Oh
could.
man. I feel like, see, it's just because I think it's something I need to research. Like I
Yeah.
really need to sit down and like go through my iTunes and like listen to stuff. Like that's how I am
Yeah.
with music. I'm like, this is like a real deep thought one. So
Yeah. I'm a hard hitting interviewer, so
I know you stumped me. Melanie has stumped me. I can't figure out a song to dedicate to. I know.
no
Our library
worries.
is huge. Like we literally have music on a separate hard drive because we
Oh
have like
wow.
I think like 8 gigabytes of no, not 8 gigabytes. We have like I think it's a terabyte. We have almost a terabyte of music, I think, which isn't that
Wow.
much, but for some
That's a
people maybe
lot
it is.
more
I don't
than
know.
yeah, that's a lot more than me. I have like 40 songs.
Yeah, I know. See, that's what I mean. It's hard. It's hard for me to be like, I don't know.
Yeah,
I
for
mean, yeah,
sure.
I could go all over the board. It depends the mood, the day, and the person. So, yeah,
No
I
worries.
could if we're dedicating like I could do like my husband and my first dance um song was why am I forgetting it now too? I know this song in my head. This is so embarrassing.
No
Um,
worries.
oh my God. Just cut me off. I'm done. I'm
Okay.
mom brain. He's
It's
probably listening
fine.
and going, wow, you can't remember. I'm like, I know the song. I'm just like forgetting it right now.
Yeah, he's gonna
So
give you a hard time
embarrassing.
after this.
So embarrassing. I know. I know what it is. It's like, oh, it's been a long day. It's been a long year.
Yes, it's been a very long year. It's okay. I forgot to spell my
Oh,
name
man.
today.
Oh my
I did the L and I forgot right after. I was like, wait, how is it
Oh my gosh, that's so funny.
going?
I get like that. Or you forget a word that you spell all the
hmm
time and then you're like, this doesn't look correct. This looks weird.
Right.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh man.
So my next one is
Um,
my Oprah moments.
okay.
So if you listen to any of Oprah's interviews ever, you probably hear her ask these two questions. So I'm just giving credit where credit's due. They're from Oprah,
Yeah.
not from me.
Oh yeah.
So what's one thing you wished everyone knew?
Oh, let's see. Everyone knew about me.
Just about life, about you, whichever.
Wish everyone would knew to wear a mask. I mean, like,
Yes, I mean
do we need to
that
have that
sounds
conversation?
that
Oh
sounds
man.
very on like the times right
The
now.
theme of 2020.
Yes.
Oh man. I mean, I guess since we're talking about business stuff, I feel like I wish everyone knew, like, is it terrible? I feel like I wish everyone knew how like hard we work at what we do. Like how
Yes.
like I feel like especially as photographers, I think people think you just like take photos and put them on the computer and then like they should be done.
Right.
So it's like I might work for like 5 hours for every like hour I shot during a wedding day. Like,
Oh wow.
and that's kind of what I've estimated it as. So it's definitely a lot of work. Plus you're doing like a million other, things to get ready for the wedding and all
Right.
the other things that we do. So, but you don't want to like put that out there, but I really just, yeah, I feel like I really wish people knew how hard like wedding vendors worked like behind the scenes. Like,
I mean, that
you
is
know,
so true. That's so true. Because
and
if
even like
you
with planners, DJs, everyone's like,
Mhm.
it's more than just like, DJs do more than just like show up with their gear and play
Right,
songs.
right.
Like,
Yeah, they don't
it's
pick
so
them
much
from
more work.
like the cloud. They have to like
Yeah.
research, get your
Yeah.
vibe, figure out what's going to
Yeah.
work, read the room.
Yeah. 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 It's like, and what's going on during the wedding day too. I mean, that's definitely a huge part of it. But yeah, I don't know. From a business perspective, I feel a lot of people here, um, I hear people talk about it a lot as vendors,
Right,
but I don't think people really talk about it. So I don't know.
right.
It's you want people to know that you work really hard and you care about what you do. So yeah,
Yeah.
I feel
I
like I wish I could explain that more.
No, yeah, that's good. So if you said you spend 5 hours editing 1 hour of footage.
Probably on average, I mean, give or
Oh
take,
wow.
that's like, you're culling the thousands of photos that you take during the day that
Right.
I do in one big chunk. Then I go through and I color correct all of them. And in Lightroom, I'm getting the lighting right, the warmth. I really, I'm very meticulous about that stuff. I mean, I'll go up like a little point more just for one photo versus the other. Like I'm
Oh
very
wow.
weird. But so it's like, I spend a lot of time on the photos and the editing, and then I go in afterwards and then, do some touch up stuff, or if there's something bothering me in a photo, I'm going to Photoshop it out. Obviously, not
Right.
every single photo, but definitely like the highlights of the day. I like to make sure those are exactly how, if there's anything distracting in those photos, I like to take that out. And so yeah, there's a lot of stuff. But then at the same time, my background in journalism, I don't want to manipulate the photo or make it not look natural or not look how it was that day. But
Right.
obviously these are photos that, that are beautiful and you're going to have for the rest of your life. So you want them to be as, you know, clean looking as possible. So yeah, anyways, that's kind of what I've estimated about
Yeah.
on average. So obviously every wedding's different. A smaller wedding with less guests might be less, and versus a big wedding. But that's kind of the average that I think I've gauged per wedding. So yeah.
So how much is it for the entire like day?
I mean, so if it's an 8 hour day and I'm averaging like 5 hours, then 40 hours of editing, but like, I mean,
Do
that's a
you
lot. And
shoot?
you're obviously, they're like, well, you can get it done in like a 40-hour week. I'm like, well, I'm obviously not working on it, like,
Right. Right.
every single second of the day. But yeah, so that's kind of what I've, estimated. And then, you have like the uploading and you're putting together the galleries and you're putting it,
Right.
it's definitely, it adds up over time. So
Yeah. So it's probably more like 50 hours of everything else, like getting it
post work.
uploaded.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah,
Wow.
yeah. And that, that goes in, it goes with saying like, about sharing more about what we do behind the scenes,
Yes.
so that's why you work on them over the course of several weeks, mixed with,
Mhm.
you're doing other shoots and other weddings and you're meeting with clients and you're, doing your regular business stuff from,
Right.
day to day. So obviously you're not working on them for 40 hours straight. So
Right.
you would go
Right.
crazy if you were.
Yes, definitely. For the blog, we'll have to do like a day in the life, so you can do kind of like a full day, so people can see what it's really like
Yeah,
instead
it's a
of
lot.
just
I love it though. I really love it.
yeah.
It's just like, yeah, it's definitely a lot of work. So, and my work is like different from a planner's where like you guys do mostly everything before. I
Right.
know you guys are still doing a lot of stuff post wedding, like follow-up stuff and cleanup and vendor stuff afterwards. But yeah, I'll pretty much like 75% of what we're doing is like after the wedding. Not
Right.
75, but a lot of it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyways, but yeah,
Yeah.
it's it's definitely a good chunk.
Yes, definitely. Because I never knew it took that long for editing for 1 hour, but it
Yeah.
makes a lot of sense though.
Yeah, and I mean that's just average too, because obviously you spend more time on the portraits versus like,
Right.
the party photos are pretty straightforward, but it just depends on the wedding. But yeah, that's kind of the average, I think. I've definitely probably spent more and then I've definitely probably spent less,
Right. Right.
depending on
Give
the
or
day too.
take.
So
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. So
Yeah. That's
yeah,
interesting.
that's kind of where all that comes in.
Yeah, that's a good thing to know. So we're definitely have to do a day in the life because that's fascinating. Like, because I mean, I always explain it to clients that just because you're hiring them for 8 hours does not mean that you're like
Yeah.
they're a photographer is there for 8 hours and they just hand you something and you're done.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, but I just never knew how long or how much work it was to complete
Yeah.
one wedding. So
Yeah.
that's really good to know.
Yeah. There's a lot of little things that go on and like backing up photos off site and like uploading
Right.
things to the cloud. I mean, all of that takes time. That's not factored into that, but those are all like steps, a part of like, my workflow that I do to make sure that, they get the images that they want and the images are safe. And
Right.
it's a lot. It's a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's great. Like, that's good to know. Um,
Good.
so back to Oprah.
Sorry. Yeah.
No
I
worries.
get off. Melanie knows me and her
I
are just together.
know.
We'll just get off topic.
We
Just
could talk
chatting.
for hours.
I know. I know.
So this is the last one. Finish this sentence. When I'm 80, I will.
When I'm 80, I will be the life of the party at the nursing home.
Ooh. That's amazing.
That's what I've always said. I'm always like, I am totally fine with going to like a retirement home or something like
Yeah.
that, but I'm going to like just be like, I feel like that was like that with my grandmother's sister. She lived in this retirement home and she was just
Mhm.
kind of like the fun person at the retirement
Oh,
home. So it's like, that's what I want to do. I want to
yeah,
be the person that knows
definitely.
everybody and that's just having fun in this new phase of my life. And so, yeah,
Yeah,
I'm
that's
guessing that's what I would be doing when I'm 80. I don't know.
no, that's amazing. And I'm going to be in that same nursing home.
Yeah, there you go.
So we can
Come to
chat for
my nursing
hours.
home. Come to my retirement home. It's going to be a big party.
Yes. Yes.
That's how I like to look at life too. So just keep it going all the way to the end. So,
Yes, that's great. Well,
oh,
Julie, thank you so much for your
you're
time.
welcome. I hope we didn't get too off topic on stuff.
No, no, I think this
Oh,
is great.
yeah.
Now, I know you love Julie just as much as I do, so don't forget to follow her on Instagram at Julie Shuford Photography. And I'll leave that all in the show notes too. And please comment and let me know your favorite part of this interview. And thanks for tuning in. I'll see you next time. Have a good one.